Hey, what's up, everybody? BDL44 coming at you with another video. All right, so we got some trade news here. The Rockets are going to be sending the rights to Kevin Porter Jr. and 2 second-round picks to the Thunder for Jeremiah Robinson Earl, JRE, and Victor Oladipo going back to the Rockets. The Thunder are going to immediately waive Kevin Porter Jr. Under the circumstances, of course, of his legal situation. I believe one of his charges of 3 were dropped, and he's still fighting 2 other charges, if what I read was correct. The aspect of her having her neck broken or what have you, I think that was the charge that was dropped. He still has several 2 others that I am aware of, according to what I've read. So he's not out of legal trouble by any stretch of the imagination. He's going to have to get those legal troubles out of his life before he probably has an opportunity with another basketball team in the league. So that's really what's going on. And Jeremiah Robinson Earl moves on from the Thunder. I just saw him. I just saw highlights of him last night playing with the Thunder. So he's got something good to give to the Rockets, even though they got a plethora of forwards. And Victor Oladipo, maybe the Rockets decide to keep him as another vet like Jeff Green, or maybe they decide to waive him and move on. But I don't think they really have the role for Victor Oladipo unless they want to move some of the young players aside for him to play, which I really don't know what the Rockets are going to do. I haven't really agreed with some of the decisions the Rockets have made, even though I'm a huge fan of the players that they've drafted. I think they're going to be fun to watch and very successful if they can keep them together. But that's what's going on, man. The fall of Kevin Porter Jr. No, it's just weird how we see certain players go from not having opportunities to rising all the way to the top, basically with upside that can possibly get them hundreds of millions of dollars, to going all the way down to the bottom. We've just seen that with a couple players, and he's one of them, unfortunately. Now, I don't know that he's going to continue to stay in this situation. If his legal circumstances get better, his game is going to speak for itself. He's going to outplay, players to get into the starting lineup, because I believe he's that talented in a lot of situations he'd find himself in. But he's going to have to get it from the gutter now. Obviously he's going to have to get his legal troubles out the way, but if his charges go out the way, now it's going to be like, all right, can you acclimate yourself as somebody into this league who can help the locker room? It ain't good enough to just be a good basketball player. Can you be of service to the team itself in the locker room and overall bring a good image to the team? So it's rough for him. I don't doubt that the Thunder didn't need his services since they have a plethora of guards. He would obviously be one of the better ones, but they have so many guards, it wouldn't even make any sense to keep him even if he wasn't under these circumstances. I would likely send him to a third team if I was trading for him, if my name were Sam Presti. So I don't see a whole lot of good news here, to be honest with you, for him. I just don't. I don't see good news. He's a free agent, and now he's going to have to find his way into a situation that works for him. Waiving him may cost a lot of money. Now, see, this is another thing. From what I understand, he had some guaranteed money to go with the last contract he had. He signed like an $80-something million contract with like $15 million guaranteed or something like that. Don't quote me on the numbers, but it was somewhere like that. And so I don't know what this means in regards to waiving him. Does he still get that money? He maybe, the Thunder do pay him that upon waiving him. But I just don't know what to expect in regards to Kevin Porter Jr. other than he's going to have to fight his case, and we likely won't see him this season. And if things go left, we probably won't see him, period. So, for what it is he's been accused of doing, if his crimes were, his alleged crimes were true, I think there's going to be a whole lot of people who would love to not see him out there, period. Not just temporarily, but never return to the league. So, I don't know. He's too talented for this, I'll tell you that. He's still extremely young, so his upside is obviously there if he can get back on the court to be an all-star or even a little better than that. So, it's somber for me because I just hate seeing players that I believe in go down this path. This is somebody who, if he weren't in these troubles, wouldn't be anything less than the starting point guard, or at least the main backup. I think the Rockets would likely have traded him anyway since they brought in Fred VanVleet, got Green, got Thompson, and several other guards. So it's kind of hard to see his role remaining what it was. But he would have been a highly touted trade player, somebody that the teams would have demanded quite a bit, try to get on their team. Teams like the Clippers, The Miami Heat, they could use his services, but are going to stay away from him more than likely, and it will be because of these charges and what it is he's been accused of. So, like I said, as for Jeremiah Robinson Earl, I think his upside is very good. He's a fantastic defensive player, can really help the Rockets if they slot him in as a rotational. He's going to help them off the bench for sure. Victor Oladipo, I don't know how much he has left. I'm not, me. If y'all follow me, y'all know I'm not big on vets sticking around. I just don't think they hold a whole lot of trade value. If, with the injuries Victor Oladipo has had, I just don't know what he can give you. Maybe he can give you a lot, but if you try to retrade him for something, you probably won't get a whole lot for him. And the Thunder continue to attach pick equity to their portfolio. That's what I see there. They move on from Kevin Porter, but they pocket those 2 second-rounders that they can likely, just flip for other things, of course, as they have plenty of picks. I'm pretty sure they'll continue to wheel and deal and try to sharpen their tool chest for what it is that they're ultimately trying to do for their franchise. Yeah, it makes sense. I'm thinking about if the Thunder's fans, not fans, but the team, the players, would see waiving Kevin Porter Jr. is something that probably shouldn't be done, but I don't think so. Based on what it is he's doing, what his charges are, and based on the fact they got so many guards, you got your Giddey, you got Williams, you got SGA, you got Cason Wallace, they got so many guards. It's just, it's not, there's not a role for him with the Thunder, even if they were to value his talent and not consider his charges, which is impossible because he's still facing them. But if for some reason it all worked out and the dust settles, do you still want him on the Thunder if you're the players? I guess is the question I'm trying to pose. And in my head, the answer is not with the team currently constructed. No, it's too many guards. So that's really what I have to say about that, man. I don't see a whole lot there. I think the Rockets are happy to move on from Kevin Porter. They don't have to worry about anything in regards to him. They had already committed to moving on from him. They told us that 3 weeks ago, that he would not be a part of the team. And now that the season is starting to begin, they just don't want him on the roster. I don't know that they could have got much better. You know what I mean? Not with these circumstances. I think that's disappointing if you're the Rockets GM, because he was just 3 months ago worth a lot. And you just wish you could have traded him before he did this. That's what I would be thinking if I were the Rockets GM. Like, man, we could have traded this boy midway through the half of the season last year for a first-round pick or something, you know what I mean? Or for much more. But, it is what it is, man. He's in this situation. His alleged crimes were egregious, and people don't hold him at any value at this point. That's really what it is. I'm surprised the Thunder gave away Jeremiah Robinson Earl. The way I look at it is they probably traded him for the second-round picks. Jeremiah Robinson Earl is what makes up the second-round picks in the situation. Victor Oladipo is an addition by subtraction because he's a vet that's probably not worth anything. You see what I'm saying? That's what it is for the Thunder. So they don't mind giving both of those things up. They really had so many roster spots. Ousmane Deng is starting to come along. Of course, you're bringing back Chet Holmgren at that position. You still got the other Jalen Williams at that position, and several other players that play the forward. Poku's at that position. So the Thunder just needed to get rid of players. Last year, we remember they waived, what's the name of this guy? I can't think of his name. But they waived a forward that we were surprised to see waived, but just simply because they didn't have enough roster spots to keep him around. So, that's just what it is with the Thunder. They probably needed to get rid of somebody by necessity based on how their roster is constructed. I could totally see that being the thing. And that's probably why they were able to find the Thunder as a trade partner, because I don't think they probably would have found any other trade partners. So those second-round picks were generous. Not generous. They had attached those to this to get back the garbage. So that tells you how little value Porter has. Like, not only are you going to take back our garbage, but you're going to give us something that we would value in order for you to make that happen. So his value does not exist. He's a negative asset because of his circumstance, and that's a shame because he's very talented and could light a basketball floor up on a good night. So how the mighty have fallen, man. That's it. That's the fall of Kevin Porter Jr. as far as I could tell. that's what I see there, man. And it's just a sad situation all the way around. But you know, we move on. That's it. Jeremiah Robinson Earl basically starts his new tenure with the Rockets. If they decide to keep him, maybe he gets waived. I don't know what the plan would be, but he's too good of a player not to be in this league, in my opinion. He's pretty solid role player. Play some real good defense. So that's what I see there. Victor Oladipo, I don't know. I don't have value for him in this league right now. I don't. I like him as a character. I love his music. You know what I mean? He's had some good R&B. He's a heck of a defensive player when he's healthy, but the knees are just shot, man. They've been shot for years, and that's just my opinion of the situation. So that's pretty much it, man. My name is BDL44. I thank you all for watching. I'm out.